So I want to dig into what you said about the crypto world and how you're investing in the lower tier part of it. It's very interesting because a company like Blockstack is considered as the DNS of crypto, but there are lots of higher tier companies. They say that the crypto version of LinkedIn, the crypto version of Facebook. In my opinion, it's a bit too early for these companies to exist because the processing power is not there. But what do you feel like the time horizon for these sorts of companies to exist? And what needs to be done before they can be as populous as, say, a Facebook or a Airbnb?
Yeah, we agree with you that the consumer applications, right, the direct competitors to sort of Facebook and Airbnb and Lyft and Uber, it's not quite time yet. So maybe a year, maybe two. But think about all of the things that we needed to do with the original set of internet protocols before there was Netscape, right? So HTTP and HTML and FTP and all of this innovation, and it was basically the sum of all those protocols that made it possible, right? Even the very first version of Netscape, like if you typed FTP : // it did something. Gopher did something. Whois did something, right? There was a very rich set of protocols. Now, not all of them were useful, but a lot of them were useful. And so we're basically now investing in that layer, right? And we think there are going to be a set of things that need to be in place in the layers below. And there's a lot of turmoil and Wild West and crazy thinking there. I would say from a computer science point of view, we've got a lot of very good ideas. We know how to solve the Bitcoin energy consumption problem. We know how to get a distributed, untrusted network to actually verify transactions. We know all of these things, but putting the combinations of those things together, computer science plus game theory plus developer adoption, right? That's what it's going to make each one of these protocols successful, right? So the DNS, the identity, the naming, the addressing, the distributed computation, every one of those will get sort of layered brick by brick, and then the successful ones will attract a community. After that period, then we're ready for the applications on top. So the big question will be, if we make all the protocol developers rich, right, through ICOs or, sort of ICOs are kind of passé now, but like there will be another mechanism, how much is left over for the applications? So if you sort of think about the internet era, what happened was all the protocol designers got nothing, and all of the incredibly valuable companies, right? So think of GAFA, right? Google, Amazon, Facebook. They are all direct benefit, like Apple couldn't exist without TCP/IP. So they captured all of the value. What if we invert it and the protocol designers get 90%? Because that's part of what we're trying to design for, is that let protocol designers who are contributing massive amounts of intellectual property to create an ecosystem, what if only 10% is left over for the consumer apps? And that's sort of, it's too early to call, but it's certainly a possible outcome.